Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I figured I should have gotten myself organized. I figured I would do a video today just doing kind of what my go-to quick and easy makeup routine is right now. My kids have to get up for the bus. We have to be at the bus stop by 6:50. So this is something that I will do when I am just kind of running out the door and trying to get all the kids ready for the bus and myself ready, because as soon as I drop my older 3 at the bus stop and then get home, I then have to take my 4-year-old to school. So we have pretty busy mornings, and so this is one that I will do when I'm in a hurry, and it's usually pretty quick and easy and foolproof. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort. Always use my Ardell, the brow glue. It's my favorite ever. I start with that, let it kind of set, and then I will go back and use my brow pen to fill in the sparse areas, which there's lots. And then we'll just kind of let that sit now. I'm gonna use, so I have the Maybelline Fit Me powder. It's the loose finishing powder, and I have it in the shade 05 Fair. I already used, and you can see, I already used a, it's the, why am I blanking on the name? It's a, I'll have to put a picture of it. Danessa Myricks, color corrector. So I use that just kind of as a base to kind of color correct my eyelids, and then kind of set everything down. Now, probably shouldn't use a powder when I'm about to go in with a eyeshadow crayon. What do you call this? A shadow stick. So I have this one in, it's the L'Oreal shadow stick, and I have mine in this shade 240 Brown Abyss. This guy is so creamy and soft. You can see it goes on. It's really like full pigment. So I will just take this, color it onto my eyelid. I'm not super precise because I'll just use a brush to kind of soften out the edges, and it usually works pretty well. I don't worry too much about the edges, because especially kind of in my outer corner, because I'll just use concealer to clean it up. So both sides. You do have a little bit of wiggle room time with this crayon, and so I'll just use, I just have it's an AOA Studio eyeshadow brush. Got it off of Amazon. And I will just kind of buff that out a little bit. Okay, that's set down a little faster, and with that powder, a little harder to blend out than usual. But we persist and power through. That took some work. I apparently don't normally set this with powder. Don't know what I was thinking. All right, I'm gonna kind of try and just get a little bit to soften up the edge there. Just to give it a little bit more of a smooth transition. So, this looks overwhelming, but because I use concealer to clean it up, it's not as much of a horrifying mistake as it seems right now. Now, to go on top of this, it's trust the process. To trust the process, look. Now, I am obsessed with this highlight. It's Butter in Black, the NYX Buttermelt highlighter. I loved this color when I first saw it, and wanted it just to see if I could use it as a highlighter. It's very obviously not a highlighter for my skin tone, because it does leave, this would be a good kind of blush topper, I think, for me, but highlight, no, this would not work well for me. But I love using it as an eyeshadow topper because it has such a cool reflect. So it kind of gives a bit of a greeny pinky reflect, and I think it's a really pretty topper. I'll use this as just my kind of one and done eyeshadow also very frequently, but I love this as a topper over that eyeshadow stick because I think that eyeshadow stick leaves a really good color base, and then this kind of complements it really well. So that's what I will, and then you can see kind of a better swatch of it. It's got, I don't know if it's gonna pick up as well, but I mean the reflect it's very unique in terms of, especially drugstore highlighters, but it's very unique to me. I don't know of any other highlighters that shade that has that same kind of reflect in high-end or drugstore, honestly. So I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer to clean up my under eyes in the outer corner there. Oh, I have so many little baby hairs that drive me nuts because they always end up getting caught. When I'm trying to blend out concealer or anything over there. If I use a cream, which I'm using a cream bronzer today, it's always fun trying to get that cleaned up. I saw Robert Welsh years ago show how he does his eyeshadow, and he always, or his concealer with his eyeshadow, and he always kind of cleans up the outer corner with his concealer, and it's an easy little trick. So concealer is done. I'm gonna use, for bronzer, I'm using their liquid contour, and I have it in the shade Mellow. This is one that a little goes a long way. It looks quite frightening when you first put it on, but it blends out really, really smoothly and easily. Just blends out super easily. For blush, I have still been loving this Fat Cheeks blush in the shade Blueberry Burst. My 6-year-old still, anytime she sees me using it, wants me to put it on her, which is hilarious. Yeah, because she feels that if I'm wearing makeup, she should be wearing makeup. But she loves how bright and purple it is when you first put it on, and then once you blend it, she loves how, as she calls it, how intense it is. And so but you can still tell it blends out quite naturally. So she loves it, and anytime I get done doing makeup, she goes back and uses all of my same brushes and tries to put them on herself and reuse whatever's left over on the brushes for herself, which is always fun on a school morning when we're in a hurry trying to get out the door. Now I'm going to set my under eyes using that same Maybelline Fit Me. And this one is I feel like is a really good setting powder that has a hint of coverage to it. And so I like it because it will then kind of help make everything, again, because my eyeshadow stick was quite intense today, more intense than I'm used to. it helps make that not look quite so intense. I'm gonna take this powder. I have another little kind of blending brush. The Jessup brand of brushes on Amazon are so good. I don't really ever hear people talking about them. It's another kind of drugstore maven product that I saw her talking about. And yeah, they're fantastic. They're super affordable, and they have a ton of more kind of affordable alternatives for especially the Makeup by Mario brushes. These brushes that I'm using are also from the same line, and they are fantastic. I love these. I use them every day. So for highlighter, I have the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade Highlight 01. So I will use another Jessup brush that I use every single day. Highlight the high points. I love this highlighter because this to me is a higher end version of the Essence Be My Highlight. They're kind of staple, they're super well-known one. It gives a very similar kind of ethereal glow look, kind of lit from within, but I love this one. It's super soft, and it I feel like does a really great job of kind of giving you a natural, healthy kind of lit from within look, if that's what you want. I'm gonna set everything with this Dalba First Spray Serum. It's it's the truffle one, right? Yeah, white truffle from Italy. But it's you gotta shake it up, but it makes everything kind of blend together nicely and gives you a good healthy glow. I don't think it tries to present itself as a super long wearing setting spray. It's just more of a like healthy, natural, your skin but better kind of a vibe. So I'm gonna use the Tribe Volume 3 highlighter to highlight my inner corner. Just use my finger to kind of blend that in the rest of the way. I'm gonna use my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen to fill in my eyebrows. Quickest brow ever. Okay. I'm gonna put this lip stain. I've been really enjoying these NYX Lip Lingerie, their lip stains, the lip liner stain, and I have mine in the shade Up to No Good. I've been really enjoying these. I really like the color. This one is the closest color and similarity for the Merit lip liner that I've been obsessed with. It's got kind of a very similar kind of muted, cooler toned feel to it. This one is more long lasting than the Merit one. I don't know if I use this the way you're supposed to, but I just kind of go along the side of it and kind of just, you'll see. So I'll let that kind of sit for a minute. Now I'm going to use the Essence Stay and Play lip liner, the gel eyeliner, and do my waterline, my upper and lower water lines, and then mascara. And then I have the Silky Nude for my lower waterline. feel like these are as long lasting as they used to be. These used to be, it used to be that I would put it on in the mornings and it would still be there at bedtime at night when I was getting everybody into the shower. Something, I don't know what it is, but something is just, it doesn't last as long as it used to. I don't know if the formula's changed. I don't know if I got a bad batch, but I feel like this kind of go around, it's not been lasting as long. Now, my current mascara obsession is this CoverGirl, it's the Lash Wrap. This guy has been through it. I've had it for so I got it in end of December and started testing it out, and I am having to force myself to use other mascaras because I feel like it gives exactly what I want. Length, volume, it doesn't transfer, and it comes off in tubes, and it's super easy to come off, and it really doesn't give me any sort of raccoon eyes on my under eyes, which I can't stand. It builds up super quick. There's oftentimes I'll use mascaras and I'll use about 20 coats, but this one I don't feel like I need to do that because it just builds up so quickly and gives me exactly what I want really quickly. Okay, 20 coats later. You may be asking yourself, Sarah, what point do you decide enough is enough? I don't know. When the vibes are there and I feel like it's ready. Yeah. So I will often just kind of leave my lips with this lip stain because it'll last for a few hours. It doesn't last. I've seen people say that they use them and it lasts all day. Granted, I don't completely fully opaquely fill my lips in with this, but this, just as I have done it, kind of blending it out with a finger, it will last for a good little bit. However, I'm obsessed with this stuff, this Jelly Job, the NYX Full Bodied Shine Lip Gloss, and I have mine in the shade Jelly Icing. I love this gloss. It has an awesome smell. It's kind of sweetly fragrance, but it's not too much. It's not like vanilla, it's just kind of sweet. And it gives you a lovely amount of gloss and color. And it has a really unique spatula applicator. It's like a spatula. And yeah, it's interesting. It's just it's cold and dry here right now. And we're on our second weekend in a row now of winter storms. And no matter how much water I'm drinking, no matter how hydrated I feel like I'm staying, my lips are still dry and cracking right now. So this is a good one that keeps them, it helps give you the look of not being completely dried out. It's not as good as the Lawless ones. Those are my absolute favorite, but it's still a nice one. And I feel like once it kind of blends in with that liner, it's a really pretty color. So yeah, this is when I'm not talking and chatting, I can get this done in about 10 minutes. You know when you have a lip gloss that it gives you that weird tickle in the back of your throat? That's currently what I'm experiencing. And I've never had that problem with this before. So that's my kind of quick and easy look. Gives you, it looks like you put a whole lot of effort in, but I really, realistically, if I'm getting ready in the morning with my kids, I can get this done in about 10 minutes and I'm good to go. And it looks like I put in a lot of effort. Have you used any of these products? What are your kind of current go-to makeup products right now, favorite makeup looks? I'm trying to use up everything I have right now. There's a few things. Maybe I'll do a what's in my cart, what am I kind of eyeing, because I'm trying to not buy a whole bunch of stuff right now because I went bananas during Christmas for my kids. And so my husband and I are trying to be more responsible with buying unnecessary items. So makeup is not necessary for me right now. And I have plenty to choose from. So I'm just going through looking at what I have. I did get the Danessa Myricks the light, the kind of 3-sectioned eyeshadow palette that she came out with in the winter. And honestly, that's been my favorite kind of eyeshadow palette recently. So I may do another video with that, kind of just talking about my favorite. I don't really use the blue section, and ironically that's my daughter's favorite section. Anytime I pull that out, she's always wanting to take little swatches of the blue and the silver in that section, and I'll put it on her finger and then she'll rub it all over her eyes, which is very pleasant. But yeah, so maybe I'll do another video with that one, because that one was very expensive, but honestly it's one of the best eyeshadow palettes I've ever used. So, but I'll go through and compile kind of a what am I looking at, what am I interested in kind of idea, and maybe that'll be what I come back with next. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you've made it to the end, thank you. I appreciate any kind of interaction you have. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.